So today I'm asking Claude Code to build me an AI bot. This AI bot lives inside my Instagram DMs and its job is to convert leads and generate revenue for the business. Businesses that get reached out on Instagram or Facebook are leaving money on the table by not implementing something like this because one missed DM could be one missed deal. They never know. And the other angle could be that one post goes viral, you're getting so many DMs. Does your team have the bandwidth to respond to all of them and convert them? So in that case, a system like this really helps. Anyone reaches out via DMs, it qualifies them and furthermore converts them. It could direct them to book a call with you. It could direct it to one of your products, your services. And we're going to use Claude Code to build this, so no technical experience is needed. Even if you're someone who has never done something like this, you will be able to do it if you know English. And you just have to watch this video till the very end and follow along. And if you're someone who wants to sell this system or solution to a business, then you can easily charge them around $2,000 for a one-time setup, coming from someone who has done this over and over again. And if you add more features and functionalities, you can package it up to $3,200, $3,500, really up to the value you're providing to the business. And there are obviously monthly retainers on top of that. So if you want to set this system up, watch this video till the very end. So hello everyone, my name is Yashica Jain. I'm an AI automation expert running my own agency. We implement AI systems for businesses that not only save them time, but also generate revenue for them. If you're interested, link to our website is in the description. So now that you know me, let's get started. So for the people who are new to Claude Code, I want you to install Visual Studio Code inside of your computer. This is the place where Claude Code would be living and basically generating code and storing and organizing it for us. Once you are within Visual Studio Code, go to Extensions and search for Claude Code. There you will find it at the top, which is by Anthropic, and you just have to install this as an extension. That's it. As soon as you do that, you will see this small icon of Claude Code at the very top. If you click on it, we have Claude Code up and running. Obviously, if you're doing it for the first time, it will ask you to sign into your Claude account. And once you do that, it should be up and running. You can message it and it should be able to respond. Now, the good thing about this setup is that you do not need any technical experience. All we have to do is just tell it in plain English what we're looking for, and it should be able to help us. Okay, so I started a fresh new chat, and let me tell it what I'm looking for. Hey Claude, help me build an Instagram DM AI assistant that converts my leads. I get reached out all the time by my potential clients on Instagram, but I need a way to respond to them immediately and close them. I want you to build this AI bot for me that responds to any incoming DM. It uses AI's intelligence to do a conversation with them. It asks qualifying questions, and any lead that is qualified is added to my database in Airtable. I don't want this bot to be robotic. I want it to be conversational, and it should answer any questions that my potential clients have about our business. One additional functionality that I would like to have is that if in that particular DM, a human replies manually, then the bot should stop immediately. It should send a signal to it that someone from the team has taken up the lead, and it should not respond to any messages from then on. I want you to build a production-ready, robust system that I could rely on for my clients. If you need anything from me, any credentials, any API keys, anything, just let me know. You should only ask me to do anything manually when you are not able to do it yourself. If you have the capability of doing something programmatically, then you're not going to ask me to do that manually. Don't start building right now. Firstly, come up with the implementation plan. And once approved, we're going to go ahead and build this system. In terms of hosting, we will be hosting it on a VPS so that the bot keeps running 24/7. Okay, so here is our prompt and let's send it through. So here I've asked it to build me an AI assistant that converts my leads. We're asking it to ask them qualifying questions, and only the leads that are qualified are added to the database, which is an Airtable, and from there our team is going to follow up with them and do the rest of the process. Optionally, you could, instead of adding them to your database, you could also directly send the link to your calendar, to your product. It's really up to you. You can change this part as you want. We're also asking it that if a human replies in the chat from our end, from our team, then the bot should stop immediately. It should send a signal that someone from the team has taken up the lead. We're telling it that if you need anything from us manually, don't hesitate to ask, but you shouldn't ask us to do anything manually if you have the capability of doing that programmatically. And we did not ask it to start building right away. Instead, we're asking it to come up with an implementation plan that we will approve. Now, the code that it generates needs to be hosted. So I'm telling it that we will be hosting the code on a VPS so that the bot keeps running 24/7. So that is all that this prompt is about. And here is our implementation plan. Okay, so here's the architecture. So it is going to connect to Meta's webhook, which is correct. And it is suggesting using Python. Nothing wrong in that. It's going to use Instagram's Graph API. It's going to use Airtable for storing the leads for us. Then for any conversations, it is suggesting using Claude. It would because it is Claude code. And here's how each feature is going to work. Receiving the DM, then sending it to AI. AI is going to receive a complete system prompt, which we will be configuring. It's going to receive the full conversation history of the chat so far. Then there's also human takeover detection. And there is a lead capture in Airtable. Okay. Then there's deployment on a VPS. And here's the list of things it needs from us, which you don't have to worry. I'll show you how you can get all of these. And here are the phases. Cool. So let me respond back. Okay, Claude, that sounds like a plan and something we can move forward with. I want you to start with this build, and whenever you need something from me, just ask me midway and I will provide you with that. Just give me the steps that I should follow to fetch that particular thing for you. Maybe an API, maybe some app ID, app secret. And regarding the system prompt or the AI instructions, I will provide that later on. For now, we have to focus on building the bot first, and then we will customize it as per our needs. Start building. All right, so now let's send this. So the strategy that we are following is this. We're first focusing on setting up the bot. We're focusing on having all the wires connected. And only after that are we going to focus on what the bot says, how it says that, what questions it asks, and what it does, and how it does the entire conversation. So that will be something we will be focusing on later in the video. For now, we just want to get the entire thing up and running. So if you see here, it's writing the system prompt. The system prompt is what tells our AI what to do and how to do it. For now, it has just come up with this basic prompt, which is fine for now. We will later on go in and we will change this as per our needs. And if you look on the left, you will see that it has already started writing code files for us. So now it's telling us what it needs from us. The very first thing is the Meta app. So the Meta app is exactly what is going to allow it to connect to our Instagram and then to our Instagram DM. Then this is our AI model, this is the database, and this is the VPS for the final hosting. So let's start off with the Meta app. This is the one that is going to take the maximum amount of time. The other ones are quite simple as compared to this one. So just follow the steps that I take and we should be good. And yes, before we even go into that, there are two requirements that you will have to fulfill for this to work. The first is that your Instagram account should be a professional one. It should be of the professional type or the business type. It cannot be a personal Instagram account. So simply go to your account settings and convert it into a professional one. And I also think that it cannot be a private account. It must be public. The second thing is that your Instagram account, your business's Instagram account, must be linked to Facebook. Only if they both are linked together, this is going to work. Again, I think most of you are going to have this already. If not, you can just ask ChatGPT, how can I link my Instagram page to Facebook? And it's like 5-minute setup that you can do easily. Now we can move forward with the setup. So once you do have the two requirements, search for Meta Developer. Go to the first link. Since we're connecting to Meta's API, we need to go onto their developers platform. Now, most of you are going to see a Get Started button here where you just have to log in into your Facebook account. Yes, not Instagram, Facebook. This is the same Facebook account to which you had linked your Instagram account. So you just log in into that Facebook account. It's going to ask a few questions. Just answer it and your account should be created immediately. After that, we are going to create an app. So simply head over to My Apps from the top and click on Create App. Don't worry, we're not creating an actual app. It's just an API thing. Then give it a name, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Now here we have to choose the use case. So just go to all, and the use case we want to chase is this one. Manage messaging and content on Instagram. Next. Then you have to choose your business portfolio. If you have one, just select it. If you don't have one, just create a business portfolio. It's just gonna ask a few simple questions, that's all. And then click on next, next, and create app. So once you're in, go to use cases, customize. The first thing we have to do is add the required messaging permissions. So just click on this, and this gives it the basic permissions that are needed to set up this bot. Then we're going to generate the access token. So just click on add account, continue, and log in into your Instagram account, the account where you want this bot to live in your DMs. Okay, so it's saying insufficient developer role. No problem. Come back here and click on this roles hyperlink. And here just click on add people. And here select Instagram tester. This is the role we want to go with. And then search for your Instagram account here. Again, the same one where you want to add this bot. So once you have selected, add it. Then go to Instagram, go to settings, and in settings search for website here, and then tester invites. Here you will see an invite, the one we just now sent from here by adding it as an Instagram tester, and you just have to accept. So coming back to this original page, we're gonna refresh this, and here you will see your Instagram account, and then click on generate token again. Then give it all the permissions it is looking for and allow it. Okay, so now we have to copy this access token, and from here come back to our Claude code setup and go to .env.example. You will find it, okay? It could also be .env in your case maybe, but in most cases it should be .env.example. And here you will find this Instagram page access token. So remove the placeholder and put the one we just now copied like this. Then it needs the app ID, which is right at the top here. Copy this. Similarly, put it here. And then it needs the app secret, which is this one. So you copy that and paste it here. Then for the verify token, you can come up with anything. It's like a password. Not really a password, but you can come up with anything. Something like IGDM bot. Like it's something random, okay? I've just set it as IGDM bot. Now I'm going to save this using Command S, and that completes our step 1. You just have to do this setup once, that's it, and then the bot will continue to run for years and years. So after this one, we have to connect an AI model. So because this is an AI bot, we need to connect an AI model like OpenAI's GPT 5.1 or Claude's Sonnet 4.6 or some other. So now since this is Claude code, it is suggesting Anthropic, in which case you will only be able to access the models by Claude. So I would like to replace this with OpenRouter. So OpenRouter is going to help you connect to any AI model, maybe from OpenAI, maybe from Claude, maybe from Google. Any AI model you know, you will be able to connect it through OpenRouter. So we're going to replace this. And after that, we're going to move to step 3. So let me tell it. Hey Claude, so I've completed step 1 and I have added the app ID, app secret, access token and the verify token in the .env.example file. You can find it there. For step 2, which is adding the AI model, I want to connect to OpenRouter instead so that I can access a whole bunch of AI models. So please change it and give me a placeholder where I can add my OpenRouter API key. Okay, so I've told it about what we have done, which is we have added all these things in the .env.example file. And secondly, I'm asking it to use OpenRouter instead. And even in the .env.example file, we wanted to replace this with OpenRouter. So let's send this. While it is doing this, let us fetch our OpenRouter API keys. So just search for OpenRouter. You will find that it's the unified interface for LLMs. Now, this video is not sponsored by OpenRouter. It's just that you can access all of these models. So why just stick to one provider? Now, in here, you just have to basically create an account, obviously. And then you have to go to credits and add credits here. I know I'm running low on credits. I will add more. But yeah, just add about $5 or something. You should be good. Once that is done, head over to API keys and create a new one. Let's call it the IGDM bot, never expires, and copy. And here, if we come back, it has done that. So if I go here to my .env, it has replaced it with OpenRouter. Great. So here we're going to paste our OpenRouter API key. The other thing it's asking is which model do you want to use? So let me go to models So these are all the different options you have. Some of them are extremely cost effective. Some of them are even free. Some of them charge you nice, but even the model is nice at the end of the day. So for now, let me search for OpenAI, and from here, let me go with 5.2, which is this one. Okay. So you just have to copy this, which will copy the name. And obviously you can choose any model you want. You don't have to stick to GPT 5.2. It is just my personal preference. And here we are going to replace this with what we copied, and we're going to save this. So that connects our AI model. The last one that we have to set up is our database. Now I'm using Airtable because it's easier to connect. You can use anyone that you want. This is going to store the qualified leads from where your team can follow up with them. If you want, you can skip this step entirely and you can just give your calendar link in the chat directly. I am showing this setup so that you know how to add external things instead of just having a bot that does a conversation. I'm showing you how you can connect to even third-party apps. So let's go to Airtable. Now this video is not sponsored by Airtable, but I'll put my affiliate link in the description. Okay, so let me call this Instagram leads from AI bot. Table name, let's call it leads. Okay, so we want the name of the lead. We don't want nodes, or maybe, you know what, we can have a summary of the chat. Okay, we don't want assignee, so I'm gonna delete this. We don't want status, I think, or do we want status? We don't. Attachment, I don't need. So a few more things that I'm going to add are their Instagram handle. So it's going to be a single line. I'm going to call it their IG handle. Let's also collect their email. Okay, let's move the summary here. Okay, so name, Instagram account handle, email, and the summary. I think that should be enough. You can add more if you want. So here it's asking for the base ID. You will find the base ID in the URL. Right after airtable.com, you're going to find the app ID. So if I show you here, this is my URL at the top. And for the app ID, I'm just going to copy this one right after airtable.com and before the next /. I'm going to paste it here as the base ID. Then the table name is leads, yes. And then it needs the API key. And I'm just going to remove these empty columns from here. Okay. For the API key, just go to Builder Hub and create a new personal access token. Let me call it IGDM bot. For the scope, just add all the scopes if you don't want to get any errors. For the access, I just want to give it access to this particular database. That's it. Create, and let's paste it here. All right, and save it. So that's all we had to do. So let me get back to Claude code. So let me tell it, hey Claude, I have added the OpenRouter API keys and also the Airtable API keys along with the other details. You can find it in the .env.example file. You can continue building from here. And once it is ready for me to test, just let me know. All right. Okay, so it's saying everything is verified and working, which means that it has set up everything that needs to be set up, which is nice. And then it is asking us to connect to the VPS, basically deploy to our VPS. But I would like to first test what has been built, and I would like to customize a few more things. And then once we're satisfied, then we're going to go ahead and deploy it on a VPS. Deploying it on a VPS will ensure that it works 24/7 without any issues. VPS is nothing else but a virtual private server. Okay, so let me tell it. Thanks, Claude. I would first want to test it and then I would like to deploy it. So if you can set up something temporary where I can message it on Instagram, have a conversation, then that would be great because I would like to make a few more customizations. Once I am satisfied, then I would go ahead and deploy it on the VPS. All right, let's send this. Okay, so now it's asking me to take all of these steps, but I feel Claude Code can easily do that. So let me ask it. Do this on my behalf, and even the meta developer console thing, if you can do that programmatically, then that would be great. Once it's all set up, just let me know. I will go ahead and test it and send. I'm just trying to cut the manual work as much as possible. All right, so one manual step is needed. Apart from that, I think everything else is resolved. So we can do that. That's not a problem. So we need to add this temporary URL as the webhook, and we need to add the verified token. Okay. The other thing it's saying is that for the human takeover, Instagram doesn't support auto detection, so the team will manually have to take over a DM. which needs to call this API. And for that, they will have to make this HTTP request. So if you do need this functionality of human takeover, I would highly suggest that you ask Claude Code to build you a dashboard. This dashboard will show all the different chats that the AI is handling. It's going to show you analytics, etc. And there, on top of each chat, you can have a button for human takeover. And when you click that button, it's going to make this request, and the team can then manually take over a DM. So that's what we do. But for Facebook ones, it shouldn't be a problem because that one supports auto detection. It's Instagram that doesn't. All right, so let's complete this one manual step. So coming back here, we have to add this URL here. This one is a temporary URL, which will change after our deployment. And here, the verify token was IGDM bot. Okay, this is done. So I'm going to open this. And for messages, yeah, that needs to be subscribed. Okay, so now let me update it that I have completed this step. I've completed the manual step on my end, and I think I'm ready to test the bot. Just tell me one thing, do I need to add myself as a tester to be able to test the bot because the app is not published, it hasn't been sent for review? Or is there any other way to do this? Whatever you recommend. Okay, so it's saying you can test it. If you still face any issues, you can add yourself as a tester. Alright, so now let's test it. Let me message it and let's see if we get a reply. Okay, so I sent it a message saying hello, but I didn't get a reply. So let me tell Claude Code again. I sent it a message saying hello, I did not get a reply. Can you check the logs and see what the problem was? Do I actually have to add myself as a tester as I mentioned before? Or is there some other problem because of which I'm not getting a reply? So let's see what it says. So this is now taking us to the debugging, where we debug a few things, get it up and running, then we customize it and deploy it. Alright, so it says found the issue, but it's something else. It's probably because the messages event is not subscribed. But if I come back here, we can clearly see that messages is subscribed. But I think the problem is that our app is not published because it says to receive the webhooks, your app must be published. So I think it did not publish it programmatically, so we'll have to manually do that. So coming to publish, we need to add a privacy policy URL. So I'm going to go to the app settings. So we need to mention the privacy policy here. So coming back here, let me ask it. The messages event is subscribed. I think the issue is that the app is not published. That is why it is not receiving any events. So I think we should go ahead and publish the app. For that, I need a privacy policy. So can you please draft the privacy policy for me that I can link up there and then publish the app? Let's see what it says. Okay, so it has come up with the privacy policy. I just need to put in my email and then add this URL. Okay, so I added my email. You can also give it your email in the chat directly. And then let's check this URL. Okay, here's the privacy policy, cool. So I'm gonna add the URL here, save changes, go back and publish. Okay, so app published. So let me tell it. I have published the app. I'm gonna test again. Make sure everything is on and running. And once it is, give me a green light and I will send it a message to test it. Okay. All right. So let's send it a message. So I've said hello and I did not get a reply. So I said hello, but I did not get a reply. Can you check the logs? So the good news is that Meta is sending the message, which is great. It's just saying that the app secret is outdated. So we just need to share the new one. So going back to our use case, I'm going to copy this app secret again and in the .env file. Now once the .env file is created, you don't go back to the example, you go to the actual one. Here, let me replace it and save. And let me tell it, I have updated the app secret, restart it so that I can DM it again and hopefully get a reply. Okay, so it's saying send hello again. So let me do that. And you know what? I got a reply. Can you see it? Okay, I think you can see it now. So these are the messages I sent from my personal Instagram account. And right now I'm logged into my business one. So this is what the business replied. Cool. So now let me send another message. So let me say, tell me a joke or whatever. I'm just trying to understand if the AI connection is working fine. And let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, got a reply. And now let me ask it, what was my last message? So that we can test if the memory is working fine or not. What was the message before that? Yeah, tell me a joke. Okay. So yeah, this confirms that the memory part is working fine. It's able to check what were the previous messages. And yeah, the back and forth is also correct. There is no such latency issue. It's quite quick. So now that the bot is working, we can now customize it as per our needs. Okay, so now it's time to finally customize the bot we have been building for so long. As I said, first we will be making sure the connections are working fine, which are, and now we should customize it. So I have a system prompt.txt file here, which I think is being passed on to our AI model, which we have to customize. So let me talk to Claude. Hey Claude, I finally got a reply. I did a little bit of back and forth and things seem to be working fine. Great job on that. Now I would like to go ahead and customize it as per my needs. So I have the system prompt in front of me. The structure looks quite fine, but let's make it as per my business. So here's the thing. This is for a solar company, which is called Sun Solars. Okay, and we're actively posting on social media and running ads. People DM us for like quotes or talking to our team, talking to an expert. So what we want to do is every time a DM comes in, we want to ask them if their property is a residential one or a commercial one. Secondly, we want to ask for the area where their property is. And thirdly, we want to ask how soon they would want to get a solar panel installed. Apart from that, if they have any questions, we want to answer them regarding the solar panels or our services. And the lead qualification criteria is that it is a commercial property, because we only work with commercial ones, and that is what we promote in our social media as well. The second one is that they want to get started ASAP or within the next 3 months. We don't want people who say that I would like to start next year or something. So anything within 3 months is a good one. And apart from that, I think the area really matters. It should be within California, not outside of that. The tone and the style. So short messages are preferred, but every time they ask a question, we want to briefly answer their question. Every time you're asking a question, just ask one question at a time. It should sound friendly, casual, and a little bit professional. We don't want to tell that I'm an AI upfront, but if asked, we want to be honest. That's correct. And when a lead is actually qualified, we want to add their details to Airtable. And we want to tell them that someone from our team is going to give them a call, or they're going to reach out to them through email or Instagram. I think let's do email, that someone from our team is going to reach out to your email. Most of the people that are ever going to reach out is going to be from our ads, and they would want to talk to our expert regarding the solar panel installation. We don't want the bot to drift from the main conversation. So based on these inputs, please update the system prompt so that the bot responds like a team member from our business. So I just said anything and everything that came to my mind. I mean, this is a hypothetical case, so whatever came to my mind, I just said it. But I would highly recommend that you nicely tell it what you're looking for. And even after testing, you make any edits as to how it is sounding, which questions it is asking. You can adjust the tone, etc. And let me also say that if someone is not a fit, just let them know upfront. Okay, so it has updated the system prompt, as you can see. You can also manually update it if you want to, or you can speak directly to Claude Code. And this right here defines the behavior of your bot, what it's going to say, how it's going to say that, etc. Okay, so let's try talking to it. Okay, so here's my phone. I'm going to act as a customer. So let me say hello. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Are you looking at solar for a commercial property or a home? Well, I'm looking for a commercial one. What area in California is the property located in? Let me say SF. Nice. How soon are you looking to get started with the solar project? Next month probably. What's the best name to put? Okay, it's asking for my name. Email. Alternatively, you can do phone. I just did email. You can do phone. You can collect your number, their number. Okay, someone from our team will reach out to you within 1 business day with the next steps and get a quote sorted. Alright, so it's saying someone from our team will reach out. So let's see if the database was updated. Okay, so Yashica Jain. IG handle seems to be the user ID at this point. Let me move this here. Yep. Email. Okay. There is no summary. Okay. Timeline next month. Notes. I think, okay, it shifted the summary to notes. Okay. New lead. Property, San Francisco. Okay, cool. Then I can get rid of summary then. It's already adding it. We don't need this. We're not asking for the budget. Okay, now it looks good. Cool. And let me remove the first one. Okay. So going back to Claude code. So I just tested the bot. It sounds good. A few things to change here. We don't want any M dashes in the responses sent by our bot. It looks very, very robotic. Secondly, as soon as someone says hello or reaches out, we don't want to start by asking the question. Instead, we want to introduce it. Something like, hey, this is Jack from Sun Solars or whatever. And how can I help you? Are you looking for a solar installation? Or, just have an introduction. Only if they say that I want to get a quote or I want to talk to an expert, I want to talk to your team, or they show interest in our product, only then do we go into this flow. Okay. Otherwise, some people can also come with questions that we can answer. Okay. So we want the conversation to be more dynamic. We don't want it to be static, that everyone is going through the same flow. But yes, interested leads must be converted. I hope you get my point. And in the Airtable database, the Instagram handle is coming as the user ID. We don't want that. We want the actual handle of the person, like @rate and whatever their handle is, so that the team can actually go and see the conversation that took place. So those are the changes for now. Please implement those and let me test it again. Okay. So this is how you make changes as you're testing. Now, I'm not gonna do a lot of back and forth, but obviously you should test each and everything and give it feedback and make it perfect before you deploy it to the VPS. Another thing is, you should also give it some frequently asked questions of your business that people might ask on Instagram so that it knows the answers to those. Right now, it just came up with hypothetical ones, but I would say that you give Claude Code the actual questions that people ask you and the answers to those. And for anyone who is wondering what M dashes are these ones. So we don't want them in the responses. And then I'm tweaking the flow a little bit here and I'm fixing the Instagram handle thing. That's all I'm doing. All right, so let's test it again. So first, let me ask it to reset. Otherwise, it's gonna continue with the same conversation. Okay. This is Jack from Sun Solars. How can I help you today? I saw your ad. What is your pricing? Pricing can vary a lot based on the building size and your electricity usage. Okay. We typically do a quick free site assessment and then put together a custom quote. Is this for a commercial property or a home? So you know what, let me do a home this time and let's see if it disqualifies us. We actually only work with commercial properties right now, so we wouldn't be the right fit for a home. If you ever end up looking at solar for a business property, feel free to message us anytime. Okay, cool. So let me tell it, oh, okay. I also need it for my office. So let me know. Okay, what city is the office in? How soon are you looking to get started? As soon as possible. Okay, name, email. Okay, someone from our team will reach out. Okay, thanks. So the good thing is that the M dashes are gone. That makes these look so much more conversational and less robotic. Let's check the database again. Yes, so the handle thing is now fixed. Cool. And let's check the notes. Initially asked about home, clarified they also need for an office and want to start ASAP. Cool. Amazing. All right. So I would highly recommend you continue customizing it up until the point it is perfect and ready to be rolled out for your customers, for your use case, and do provide it with frequently asked questions, as I mentioned, and information about if you're running an ad, the type of social media content you post, etc. Because now it is basically a team member of yours and needs enough information to be able to interact with your clients. So my funnel was that we're going to ask them questions, we're going to add them to a database, but again, you can change this funnel as you like. So moving on to deployment. So deployment is crucial for two different things. Firstly, right now it is running locally. You close your laptop, it's inactive for a little bit of time. it will turn off. So it's not set up to be running 24/7 right now. And the second thing is concurrency. So concurrency means that at one given point in time, how many people can message our bot? Or you can think of it this way, that at one given point in time, how many conversations can our bot do simultaneously? So let's move forward with the deployment. Okay, Claude, good job. We are ready to deploy this bot. So we want it to be in a way such that it runs 24/7 without any issues. It shouldn't be dependent on my system. And I also want to understand the concurrency level. At one given point in time, how many conversations can it handle simultaneously? And for deployment, what all do you need from me? Let's send this through. Okay, so in terms of concurrency, it's saying that it can easily handle 300 to 500 without breaking a sweat, which is nice. And just needs a VPS and a domain or a subdomain, which is pointed at the VPS. For those of you who don't know, VPS is basically a server. It's a server that you're renting to be able to host your code, all of this code, okay? So that whenever Meta sends us an event that a message has been received from your customer, it is able to pick it up even at 3 a.m. at night. And as our VPS provider, I'm going to choose Hostinger. Hostinger's cost to performance ratio is unmatched. I've been using it for a long time for hosting N10, for hosting different sorts of bots, etc. And even their uptime is great. They offer free weekly backups. And if you ever face any issue with their VPS, they have a 24/7 support team which will help you on the go. Plus, they have a 30 days money back guarantee. So I'm going to use this one for hosting our Instagram bot. You're going to find the link to this page in the description. Don't forget to use that link. If you scroll down here, you'll be able to explore their different pricing options. Now, while the 1 vCPU Core 1 should be enough for our bot, I would still recommend going with KVM2 for 2 reasons. Firstly, if your post goes viral and you're receiving so many DMs at one time, then our system, our server must be capable of handling those. So to be on a safer side, let's go with KVM2. And you can use this to host other things as well. It's not just limited to our Instagram bot. You can host it, you can host other bots, you can host other applications, etc. You just need to have bandwidth, that's all. And the second reason is that there's not a big difference in the cost anyways. And I'm gonna get you some extra discounts on top of this. So, alright. So yeah, look for the link in the description and just choose the KVM2 plan. From here, you can choose for how long you would like to rent the VPS for. You have 1 month, 12 months, 24 months as an option. If you go with 12 months or 24 months, you're going to get a free domain with this order, which is exactly what we want, which is also another reason we're going with Hostinger. So you don't have to purchase a domain separately, and that is not going to add to your cost for a complete year. Then you have to choose a server location which is the closest to you, and then select the operating system, which is Ubuntu in our case. Here you're gonna see the order summary. I promised you discounts, so you can use the discount code Yashica20 to get flat 20% off on your cart value. Yes. So this works on the 24 months plan and the 12 months plan right here. Okay. So you're gonna find the coupon code along with the link to the page in the description. You can go there, apply the code, and then simply continue, create an account, and let me show you how the rest of the process is done. Okay, so once your purchase is completed, you must land on this H panel. As you can see, I'm even using Hostinger for my own websites, hosting and all of that. So after that, I want you to head over to API. So here's the thing. We're not going to do the deployment ourselves. We're just going to ask Claude Code to do it for us. We bought the plan. That's enough of work for us. Claude Code is going to do the rest. So head over to API and generate a new token. Let's call it IGDM bot. Okay. Before you click on generate, make sure it never expires. And again, before you click on generate, come back to VS Code. Just add a new file. Call it .mcp.json. Okay. It should be an empty file where you're going to paste this. You're going to find this in the description. You can copy it from there. And you're going to paste this. And we will replace this part with our token, which we're going to generate now. Okay, copy and paste. Okay, then you can save it with Command S or Control S. And then we're going to start a new chat. If you go to the / and select MCP servers, you will spot Hostinger. Okay. I want you to deploy the Instagram DM bot that we have been building for so long to my Hostinger VPS. I have connected Hostinger's MCP so that you can directly access my Hostinger account. I want you to look into the VPS and complete the deployment process on my behalf. This VPS that I've bought also comes with a domain that you should be able to use, and also let me know what are the new webhook URLs that I need to replace inside of Meta, and give me a replacement URL for the privacy policy as well that I can update. Okay, so here I'm telling it 3 things. Firstly, you deploy my bot to my VPS. Okay, the second thing I'm telling it is that you give me the new webhook URLs that I will replace inside of Meta. And thirdly, I'm telling it to give me the new URL for the privacy policy. Remember we created that? So yeah, I'm asking for the new one because the old ones are not gonna work anymore. So this is what I sent it, and let's see what it does. Okay, so my account had 2 domains, so it's asking which one I want to use. So I want to use the unichat.me one, which actually came with the VPS, but I used it for something else. So we're going to use this one, and yours must be a fresh one. You can just tell it that it should be there in my account. It's a fresh domain if you got the 12 months plan or the 24 months one. Okay, so it did the entire deployment process for us, which is great. Okay, so here's the callback URL that we have to change. Okay. Copy that, go back here, webhooks, and change it here. Okay, verify token was IGDM bot. Okay, which is done. Just ensure that the messages one is subscribed. Okay, and the next thing we have to do is copy the privacy policy, go to publish here. By the way, let me also go to this URL. Okay, yeah, it worked. And here, sorry, we're gonna go to app settings and then basic, and here change the privacy policy. Okay, and save. And that's it. So do we message it one more time to ensure everything is working fine? Let's do it. Okay, so let me say reset. Okay, got a reply. Cool, everything is working. So this is Jack. Okay, let me just say what, or let's say how long does the installation take. Cool. And then it's trying to convert. Are you looking to get a system installed at some point? And it has started asking the qualifying questions. So let me just say commercial. Yes. Okay. Location. Probably in 2 months. Okay. Cool. So yeah, the entire process is working fine. The deployment was successful. Cool. Great. And with that, we have successfully set up our Instagram DM bot as I promised in the very beginning. Now, it's up to you how you want to tweak the conversation flow and set it up for yourself. The better the script, the better the conversions. So this way your leads are being converted when the entire team is sleeping, and you wake up to get more and more deals in your database. So you'll find the link to Hostinger along with the coupon code in the description. You'll also find the link to our website in the description if you're interested in AI systems implementation. Even if you're looking for something like this, you can contact us and you can book a call with our team. If anyone is interested in one-on-one consulting, if you're facing any issues, need my help, need my advice on some project, you can check out my consulting calendar, link in the description. Don't forget to like the video if you think this video was valuable. I try to show every step of the process. Do subscribe to the channel. There's a huge gap in the people who are watching and subscribing. So please subscribe, share it with your friends and colleagues. And in the comments, let me know how this video was so that the new people who click on this video know that, okay, this one is packed with some great value. If you thought so, obviously. If you want to see some more content from me, exclusive content, don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn as well as X. And if you want to also reach out to me personally, you can send me a connection request on LinkedIn. Alright, so I will meet you in the next one. Till then, bye.